Welcome to the Good Hotel in central London, and I filmed this in July 2023. Now, the Good Hotel is called such because the Dutch entrepreneur who founded the hotel chain went on holiday to a country, I believe Guatemala, and he met a girl who didn't have any shoes, couldn't afford shoes, so he gave her his own, and he decided to make this the mission for his business when he set it up. And the idea of the Good Hotel is that it will put a child, give enough money from its profits to put a child through education for 2 weeks, which I think is a pretty impressive and noble cause. The hotel company does like to get behind charitable events and support sustainability on top of allowing people to have a nice, comfortable stay. And I think that's a pretty good concept. I'm quite impressed. There's a nice little history thing there on the Good Hotel and everything it does. The place itself has a very uniformed look. It's very much features on oak wood, beech wood, and obviously the black paintings. This particular location is located a short walk from Royal Victoria, a DLR station, and also it's right next to the London Skyline where you can get the cable cars across the Thames. My room was pretty nice for the night. It cost me £98. I opted not to have extra breakfast that particular day, but it would have cost an extra £15, which isn't too bad for London prices. I just opted to get something cheaper. Tea and coffee is provided, including the coffee coming in these little filtered pouches like tea bags. A cheeky little message there on the notepad that they offer with a pencil. The kettle itself you can just plug in separately. It's not an issue. They have plenty of plug spaces, including some up by. And they also had these funky little Guatemalan dolls, which help with easing one's mind and allowing you to relax. That's how they work, apparently. I gave those to a friend of mine. I thought would enjoy them. Overall, the bed was very comfy. The seats obviously were very practical, good to use. And my view out the window gave me a nice view of the Thames and the London cable cart taking you to the other side of the River Thames. The bathroom was nice and clean, had a nice bit of space. And if you did have some mobility issues, this is also not too bad a facility for you to use. There seemed to be plenty of room, at least from my opinion. And the place provided the usual combination soaps that you can get in those little bottles, so it was all sustainable, keeps with the theme. So aside from a good view from the bar of the O2 and the cable car, you can also get a good view of planes taking off from London City, and I assume that also goes to the arrivals as well as along the Thames. So you could easily use this as a hotel if you were flying out of London City the following day, and that departing plane just gives you an idea of how close you are to LCY. In fact, the Royal Victoria DLR train station just up the road is pretty much takes you directly up to City. And of course, if you are going to the O2 for a gig, this is ideal, and if you go early enough you can get a discounted fare across. I paid £5 for my trip, single one-way trip across on the cable car, and it got me to the O2 in style to see the Hollywood vampires. Overall, for the money I paid, I'm quite happy with this hotel, and I would quite happily stay here again, and I'm prepared to give it a fairly solid rating on this particular stay. And considering everything that I decided to use and stroke not use, I've given it a firm but fair 12 out of 15. A very highly recommended hotel from me.